Hey everyone, welcome to our full video review for the Aorus X7 DT V7. Let's start things off by going over the specs of the machine. That leads us off with the CPU, which is an Intel Kaby Lake i7-7820HK processor. The GPU inside is an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 with 8 GB of GDDR5X RAM. Memory included is 16 GB of DDR4. Storage inside is a 256 GB M.2 NVMe SSD and a 1 TB hard disk drive. For connectivity, there's killer gaming network LAN, integrated wireless 802.11ac, plus Bluetooth 4.1. Powering the device is a LiPolymer 94.24 Wh battery with a 250 Watt AC adapter. There's an HD webcam above the 17.3-inch QHD 120Hz monitor at the resolution of 2560 by 1440 with G-Sync. On the left-hand side of the machine is an Ethernet port, 3 USB 3.0 ports, and a microphone and headphone jack. On the right-hand side, there's an SD card reader, USB Type-C 3.1 port, and a Type-C Thunderbolt port, HDMI port, and mini display port. And on the back side, there's an AC power for charging and another USB 3.0 port. Let's take a look at the internals of the X7. We'll start off at the bottom with the battery pack that powers the device. On the left-hand side, we have a 2.5-inch drive spot. We have our 1 TB hard disk drive there. You could always upgrade that to a solid-state drive or something with a bit more storage if you want more space. In the very middle of the laptop, we have 2 sticks of RAM located right here, and then we have 2 open slots available as well if you want to expand your memory in the machine. We have a speaker here and a speaker over here for some audio. And then over on the far side, we have our wireless, which is, I believe, that killer card inside of it. And then we have an array of copper heat pipes up at the top for both the GPU and the CPU. Our fans exhaust their heat out the back and out of the side on both corners of the machine. And then we have an open M.2 slot here, and we have an M.2 that is right there with our OS installed to it currently. You could upgrade those drives to something faster like a Samsung 960, or you could just get more drives or just larger capacities as well. As for the keyboard on the X7, it's an RGB Fusion, which features the per key RGB lighting, which is very cool and looks great. There are also standard presets too available, like breathing or breaking waves and ripples if you don't want to customize each individual key. There's also some macro keys on the left-hand side of the C surface that you can program if you'd like. The keys themselves are nice and tactile. Typing on them is nice and easy. The touchpad down below looks very sleek with its golden red Aorus logo. When using it under regular use, it works just fine, but when you slow down, it seems to be a little bit less responsive. The 17.3-inch QHD screen, on the other hand, is awesome. It's a great resolution with a great refresh rate for gaming, and the 1080 powers it extremely well. More on FPS numbers in just a minute. Viewing angles are also really good. Definitely a step in the right direction from the previous X7. Included in the box with the X7 is a user manual and warranty information, a USB drive with utilities and drivers, and the power cable to charge the laptop. The expected battery life can range anywhere from 3 to 4.5 hours of use time, just depending on what all tasks you're doing, but we averaged around 3.5 with the brightness of the screen at 50% running basic tasks. As for the temperatures of the laptop while gaming, you can see things do heat up at the top in the center where most of those heat pipes are. You see a couple of cool dots on both sides. That's where fans actually intake some air, and the rest of the keyboard surface stays at a comfortable level. And as for the fan noise while playing said games, you can expect around 55 decibels when you're up in front of the machine nice and close. Moving on to our benchmarks, we started things off with Firestrike, which scored 16,829, which makes it better than 93% of all machines that have ran this test. Our second test we did was Cinebench with OpenGL, which scored 136, and our CB score was 852. You can see how it stacks up on the left-hand side of the screen. Next, we moved on to our Crystal Disk hard drive test. We tested out the solid-state drive that is inside the machine. It read at 1,329 megabytes and wrote at 1,496. Moving on to our actual game tests, we tested the machine in its native resolution since it does have a 1080 inside of it. We started things off with Rise of the Tomb Raider on medium high and on very high. We had FPS readings of 114, 106, and 89. The GPU's temperature while testing was at 80 degrees Celsius and the CPU's was at 84. Our second test was with Dirt Rally on medium, high, and on ultra with MSAA at ×4. We had FPS readings of 159, 117, and 106. The GPU's temperature was at 81, and the CPU's was at 85. And for our final test, we did Hitman on medium, high, and on ultra. We had FPS ratings of 110, 98, and 95. The GPU's temperature was at 80 degrees, and the CPU's got a little bit warmer at 92. If you're looking to put a personal touch on your machine, be sure to check out our extensive customization options before checkout, including upgrades available to RAM, storage, cooling, overclocking, custom paint, hydro and graphic wraps, laser etching, and much, much more. If you'd like to take a closer look at any of the specific BIOS menu screens, make sure that you pause the video on the one that you would like to view closer. If not, be sure to check out the product link in the description or leave any comments down below if you have questions for us here at Exotic PC. I've been Andrew saying thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for future product overviews and reviews.